I'm Jonathan Watt with Atara Group International. We are doing our mini-series here on church history while we're visiting some European nations. We are just outside of the Swiss Alps in the town of Murten and are talking today about John Calvin. By the way, if you'd like to support our ministry, please press the like button and consider subscribing to our channel. So John Calvin left an incredible legacy, truly a revolutionary reformer in the church. Calvin was born in 1509 in Noyon in France, and he stands as a towering figure in the Protestant Reformation. His theological contributions and organizational reforms in the town of Geneva, Switzerland, not very far from where we are right now, have left an indelible mark on Protestantism and then indirectly on many aspects of just the world as we know it today. Just a few words about Calvin and how his background was. So Calvin's early life and education went something like this. He was initially destined for the priesthood, but his father's shift in aspirations led him to study law. So he spent time in Paris, which exposed him to the Renaissance and humanism, which profoundly influenced his theological development. Calvin's intellectual journey was marked by a deep engagement with classical and Christian antiquity, and it was fueled by his studies in Greek and classical Hebrew and Latin. Now, from Paris, he went to Basel and other places. He departed first to Paris and then in 1533 went on, and his government, which was being developed, marked a pivotal turn in Basel in Switzerland. He began to solidify his theological outlook and produced the first edition of a seminal piece he was to develop, still available today and widely used, the Institutes of the Christian Religion, a text destined to become a cornerstone of Protestant doctrine. And by the way, it was continually revised by Calvin across his life to address theological debates and some of the criticisms he was finding as he lived his own life at that time. Now, let's talk a little bit about the Geneva experiment. Calvin's arrival at the city of Geneva in Switzerland, not far from here, in 1536, was at the behest of a reformer named Guillaume Farel, which marked the beginning of a transformative period for the city. Now, despite initial resistance and eventual expulsion in 1538, Calvin came back by invitation 3 years later and was to see eventually the implementation of Ecclesiastical Ordinances. These were reforms that structured the church and society in the city in such a way that it was disciplined around moral and religious order. And of course, this impacted everything from education to social behavior. Now, there were challenges and controversies, to be sure. Calvin's tenure at Geneva was not without conflict. One of the best known was the trial and execution of Michael Servetus for heresy in 1553, which highlighted the tensions that existed between maintaining a religious orthodoxy and then, frankly, the harsh realities of enforcement. Despite these controversies, Calvin's influence extended beyond Geneva, shaping Protestant communities across Europe and North America to this very day, roughly 5 centuries later. It was a lasting impact. Calvin's legacy is evident in the theological and social frameworks that continue to influence much of Protestantism today. And his emphasis on discipline, on education, on governance within the church created a model that many Protestant communities would go on to emulate. Now, as we reflect on his contributions, initially in much of this part of the world, we can reflect on these and realize Calvin remains a pivotal figure whose work continues to resonate throughout the ages. Now, if you've enjoyed this glimpse into church history and would like Atara Group International to design a church history or Bible study series for your church or organization, please let us know. If you'd like one of our staff members to come and speak at your event, check out our website and feel free to schedule a free consultation with us. We would love to see how we can serve your organization or church.